The United States ain't doing nothing for us, man. We busted our ass. We went over there to an army to kill, and 99% of us got killed, and we didn't get nothing for it. They give us a piece of paper that says to us, we're Vietnam veterans, and we can get disability, and we can get this, and we can get a job, and we ain't got nothing. We gotta get our welfare. You understand?
The war in Vietnam is over, and the junkies are coming home, angry and scared and strung out. In New York City, there are 300,000 Vietnam-era veterans, and 40,000 of them are addicts. Most of them began using heroin, barbiturates, and amphetamines in Vietnam, and most of them came home with less than honorable drug-related discharges. These GIs are ineligible for veterans' educational, home loan, and employment benefits. They get no long-term VA medical or psychological treatment for their addiction. They're offered only methadone, a numbing drug with which some men can function and others can't.
I went to Vietnam in September of 1969, and during the time that I was there, I went through certain experiences that led me into using drugs. You know, one of the experiences that I recall was during a night ambush. I killed a 12-year-old kid, you know, which was something that I couldn't handle at that time. You know, seeing him dead, laying on the ground the next morning, it really stayed on my mind. So I started using drugs, and I kept that up until I came back to the States.
When I used to shoot dope, I didn't have fear. That was the whole thing about it. To keep myself going through the day in combat, I would get high. I would be under the influence of some type of drugs, and I wouldn't feel fear. But after coming down from the drugs, I would start feeling fear, and that's when I would go back to getting high again.
I didn't want to really be there. I was afraid, I was lonely, homesick. I wanted to be home. Most of all, afraid. I was even afraid of returning home at one time because of my addiction. I was thinking of how am I going to get my fix when I arrived to the States.
Even though I did receive the Silver Star and Bronze Stars medals for valor, I didn't. I was no hero.
How were you treated?
By the military and by society, very bad.
How?
Opportunities, I didn't have any. Job, I couldn't find one. Treatment programs, they didn't exist. Methadone, I didn't want to get into methadone because that was just another crutch, another drug.
And what did that make you feel like, all that rejection?
Like I was back in the Nam.
The Veterans Administration offers the addicted vet no rehabilitation or retraining. Just a 6-week methadone detoxification program in a VA hospital or indefinite outpatient methadone maintenance. And while methadone may kill the need for heroin, it's more addictive than heroin. And the VA treats only 988 men. New York City treats 4,000 more with methadone, with 2,000 on waiting lists. But that leaves 35,000 addicted Vietnam veterans without treatment. The city's welfare department has a responsibility for providing public assistance for 6,000 Vietnam vets, many of whom are addicts. As early as 3 every morning, the vets begin lining up outside the understaffed Veterans Welfare Center on 8th Avenue. The glass doors of the center have been replaced with steel. They were destroyed early this winter by vets battering against them to get in.
Well, I tell you what, I wasn't here at 4 o'clock. I just got here about 8 o'clock.
So how come you're up at the front of the line? Are you going to try and bull your way in here?
I am. I'm going in when the crowd goes in.
Even that's not fair to your brothers online, though, is it?
Look, only the strong survive. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. You better believe it.
World in this land.
That's right. And that's the whole lie.
You're going to push ahead of them, huh?
Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. They made us animals, so why not act like one and be one until we get our check and come on out of there. Then we're human beings then we're human beings again.
That was the situation more than 2 months ago, and although Robert Carroll, Director of Community Affairs for the department, promised in a statement on December 6, 1972, that within 1 month the vets would be in and out of the cold, now, 2.5 months later, the men are still freezing.
You can see right now, we standing out here in the cold. From dudes be here from like you got to get here at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 5 below zero. So like that don't make no sense, man.
See, when you're on the front line of welfare, it's just like being in Vietnam. Freezing your ass off. That's all I say.
You still gotta fight.
You gotta fight.
Actually, you don't stop
because
fighting.
When I came down here on the 19th of last month to go upstairs to pick up my check, it was on the 3rd floor. That ain't my regular floor. When I went up there, the lady called me a nigger. I had an offer in her mouth to get my check.
I went to a telephone company for jobs, and they told me you don't have enough education to do the job. Your rank is your score is not high enough, but my score was high enough to do 3 years in NOM, but it's not high enough to connect the line in the telephone building. If I could get me a job where I could be my own man, they make me think that they're feeling sorry for me. Give me this, give me what I need. This is like a pet, like a dog, you know, like give him, you have to be fed now, give him some food, you know?
Anybody can make people stand out on the line, you understand, and wait, you understand? But yet and still, when I got my fingers blowed away in the numb, you understand, wasn't no waiting, you understand what I mean?
How do I feel about America? Well, I tell you what, shit. This is, I was born here. You understand? I was born here. I live here. This is my home.
It ain't nothing.
See? I feel all right about it, but I say treat a person like they're supposed to be treated. You understand? Like a human being.
Acting on his own, Alfonso Yacano, director of the Veterans Welfare Center, invited Channel 13 to film inside. But the following day, he told us he'd spoken with Mr. Carroll, and that Carroll had told him to withdraw his invitation. When we arrived to film the next morning, Mr. Yacano met us at the door.
No.
You invited us here.
No, I did not invite you.
You invited us here.
Excuse
me, please take your hand away from the camera. You invited us down here.
No, I did not invite you, Mr.
You did invite me, and now why can't we come in?
I'm sorry, did you speak to Mr. Carroll?
You invited me.
I did not.
Now why can't you come in?
I told you.
What's going on in there that we can't see? Inside the center, the vets wait and wait. The Vietnam vets, plus 10,000 from other wars, a total of 16,000, have just 55 workers in this one building to help them. They come back day after day, and if you're an addict and take your methadone, and addicted veterans must take methadone to receive welfare, you get a check every 2 weeks for $80. Veterans with drug-related discharges receive no unemployment insurance. Jobs are so hard to find that 75,000 or 25% of the Vietnam vets in New York are without them. And every veteran discharged with a history of drug abuse has special program number 384, a code for drug abuse, permanently affixed to his records. Information which is freely available to the public and employers. Lately, Times Square has become a place where addicted Vietnam vets hang out. They sit in the bars, stand in doorways. You can find them here every night of the week. Strung out in the cold neon on heroin, methadone, cheap wine, they buy and sell drugs, even hustle their own bodies for the price of getting high. Grant's is a favorite spot, and very quickly the transition from war hero to junkie takes place. What are you high on right now?
I'm high on methadone.
What's methadone doing for you? Is it helping you?
getting me high, that's all. I got hooked in Vietnam, you know, with drugs. So then after I came from over there, you know, they told me, well, you have to go through some application and anything. So, you know, I couldn't get any jobs over here. So I went to the welfare center and they told me, if you need help, you have to do is this. You have to get into a methadone program, and if you don't get into a methadone program, you won't be able to get help. And I told them, that means that I have to get hooked into a methadone when I was hooked on dope already in Vietnam. For me to get help, that means I said, well, those are the rules. So I said to myself, I told me, you know, that's what I said to myself. That's very funny. Why should I get hooked on methadone? You know, I would like, you know, all I want is help.
Am I angry? Sure, I'm angry. Why shouldn't I be angry? I was born and raised in the United States. I'm a Puerto Rican, and I'm proud to be a Puerto Rican. You understand? But let me tell you something. Puerto Rico is an independent country, and we came here and we went to fight for the United States. And why the fuck? Why can't we have the same benefits that the United States people have? Why do we have to suffer? If we can fight for them, why can't they fight for us Vietnam veterans?
When I went for a job and they sent me to the State Employment Agency, you know what they told me? Well, I see you have a minor infraction here for public intoxication while driving a motor vehicle. So I said, what that mean? I did 3 tours over there, 2 voluntary tours. You didn't say nothing about that little infraction when I was over there fighting and killing people. The majority of my friends from Brownsville, Harlem, and Memphis style. Some of them don't have no motherfucking waist from down to up. Some of them can't see. Some of them are just shell shocked. You dig it? I was lucky. I got a Chinese-made rifle bullet in my motherfucking foot. It make me feel like I want to kill every motherfucker who made me go over there. Every motherfucker who said I had to go. That goes from the motherfucker who put the stamp on the letter, who sent me the token, to the motherfucking bus that took me to Fort Dix. Every single one of them motherfuckers. That's how it make me feel.
In the South Bronx, a state-funded program called SIRA, Service for Education and Rehabilitation in Addiction, has been working with returning addicted vets. At the DMZ, or Drug Mending Zone, the vets, most of whom have been through the same experiences and share the same problems, try and get each other, sometimes harshly, to open up. One addicted veteran returned home to find that his wife had left him.
And when I got there, she wasn't there. So, you know, my father-in-law was there with the kids, so I asked her where she at. So he tells me she's up in New Jersey with some other guy. You know, I'm saying that fucked with me because we were just beginning to start a new relationship between me and her. Some kind of understanding, which we never got from Jump Street.
Your old lady's shagging up with somebody else. She's in bed with somebody else. Your best friend's probably wearing your pajamas right now. You know, so fuck it. Let him enjoy himself. You enjoy it. So what happens to you now? You know, you keep dwelling on it. You split from here behind it. You go shoot dope behind it. Or you just gonna learn to deal with shit like that.
Like you're at the fucking door, but you don't want to open it. Because you're one fucked up cat, and I've been watching you for about the last 4 fucking days, man. All this bullshit you've been going through. You got a lot of shit in your fucking belly, and all you want to do is sit on it. I want you to fucking relate to it. Max, how does the fuck that make you feel? That's what the fuck we want to know. What are your fucking feelings, Max? Your fucking old lady is out there fucking some other dude, Max. And I want to know what the fuck that does to you. I don't want to hear no bullshit.
I tried talking to her.
No, Max. Bullshit.
Just pick her up and smack her, man.
Why would you pick her up and smack her?
What are the feelings, Max? The feelings, the feelings.
The feelings that I can't explain them.
She's fucking somebody else. How do you feel? Oh, just tell us you can't feel nothing. She's fucking somebody else. How will you feel about it?
Plenty, man.
What is it?
I tell you, it's a fucked up feeling. The type of feeling that I just want to get her in my hands, man, choke her, pull her fucking eyes out.
What else? Out of what?
You understand? Pull them out of her motherfucking head. Just grab her, man, just mutilate her.
Where's that coming
Dig,
from?
I'm a motherfucker man, Jim. If you're gonna be my wife, you're gonna be my wife. Why the fuck you fucking somebody else?
You sit there and talking about it, you're gonna mutilate her. You know, but what about you? How the fuck do you feel about it? Archie tried to get you in a position where you could get that shit out, and you just stuffed it off and talking about you want to tear her head off her shoulders. But what is that gonna do to Max? Is that gonna give you the satisfaction you need? You know, is that gonna get you to function? Is that gonna make you a better man?
You don't think that 90% of guys in here don't get feelings like that, man? As far as women are concerned, as far as being hurt by people all the goddamn time? You don't think that my man sitting right here, twice your fucking age, hasn't been getting tired of getting hurt? And you 20-something years old? And you can continue to let people kick your head and you sit there and say, I don't feel like saying nothing. Who the fuck you hurting now?
What are you going to do, man?
Wouldn't make you feel no better if you could get your hands on her. You know, because like here's a woman you love, man, who's out there fucking somebody else. What we're asking you is how that make you feel. How it make you feel. Not what you want to do to her. That's not gonna make it no fucking better.
You feel like puking or something?
No, I just feel like running, man.
Run. No, Max, no. Max, what is the feeling, man? What is the feeling?
She got the whole fucking thing about Max just putting the fucking can with the top on it. Well, Max refuses to let the fucking top off to give himself a chance.
Show the brother where you at, right? Where a little fucking trust is, right? You punk out.
People want me to cry, man, it won't come out. That's all there is to it, man. You make us talk about the fucking thing.
He's not fucking man enough to talk about it, man. You're gonna let her turn into a fucking prick.
Nobody expects you to reach in your fucking belly and pull out a bucket of water.
Nothing but
just start talking about how the fuck you feel about your fucking self.
You gotta start accepting, Max. Accept it. She's not your woman. She's a community broad. She's anybody's woman, Mac. Accept it. She is not your woman. Say she's not your woman, Mac. She is not yours. She is any man that can have her, Mac. She is not yours. Accept the fact, Mac. You don't have a woman. You got to help yourself, Max. You got to help yourself. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max.
You're gonna split, Maxie. Help yourself. Fuck her. She's out in the street. She ain't worth it no more. You're here, man. Help yourself.
Does it hurt, man?
Yeah, it hurts.
How much, Max?
Hurts a whole lot.
How much? Make me feel how much you hurt.
Hurts a lot now.
I can't feel that, Max. I can't fucking feel that.
Hurts a lot.
I can't feel it.
Hurts a lot.
I can't feel it.
It hurts a lot.
I can't, Max. I can't feel it.
It hurts a lot.
I can't feel it.
It hurts a lot.